Got some more LinkedIn leverage results, case studies, and success stories to share with you. Kicking off today with Brad. Brad is a legal consultant. So he's a lawyer, but he has a very specific consultancy offer, not a legal offer, but a consultancy offer that leverages his expertise as an international lawyer. And so Brad's an interesting case study because he leveraged live workshops and opportunity engineering and the entire LinkedIn leverage system to generate partnership opportunities. And this is a very common strategy that our clients implement. They take LinkedIn leverage and they direct it at the strategic partner, the referral, the other organizations that already have the audience with the clients that you want. It can be very powerful and it scales very, very well. So he used LinkedIn leverage to build those partnerships. And here's a story of a particular partnership that he had cultivated. So the partnership resulted in an invitation to speak at an event. There were 100 people in attendance at the event. Okay. From that, he booked a discovery call, right? And it was a very specific, qualified discovery prospect. And essentially, he signed a $46K deal paid up front with this client. Okay. So this is one sale from one partner from one event. You know, if I asked you, would you be willing to speak at an event if it generated a $50K deal? Chances are you're going to say yes, right? But what if you did that repeatedly? What if you had multiple partners where you could speak at multiple events who bring you into their network, expose you to their audience and their client base? That's where the real scale comes. So that's an interesting story on Brad's front that you can learn from. Love is a culture consultant for global and Fortune 500 companies. Okay. And Love, through her disruptive insights, her magnetic outreach, sold 5 packages in a single month within her time in 90-day pipeline, each around $35,000. So you do the math, 5 times 35K. I'm really bad at math. Let's do that real quick. That is about 100K in a month. Okay. And she says, I finally feel as if the reality of reaching $1 million revenue goal is conceivable. Yeah, because you did 100K in a month, right? So, you know, the moment you do 100K in a month, all of a sudden you start to realize, well, this is a real business now. You know, 7 figures is within reach, right? So Love has tasted the feeling of what a 7-figure run rate feels like, and she's off to the races. Jim is an interesting story because his market is traditionally perceived to not be on LinkedIn. So Jim targets restaurant owners. And this is an interesting one to look at because restaurant owners typically not on LinkedIn, right? They're in the restaurant, right? They're in the kitchen. They're at the front desk. Like they're there managing their staff. But you know who is on LinkedIn? Larger restaurant chains where there's a head office and the owners and the managers are not always in the restaurant. Maybe there's multiple locations, etc. Right? And so some of these markets where people think, well, they're not on LinkedIn. Restaurants aren't on LinkedIn, and plumbers and HVAC people and yada yada yada. True, if you're targeting the person that's doing the service, that's doing the work. But if they're larger and you target the owner or the management, the people that work in the office, the people that have desk jobs, they're on LinkedIn. Okay, so Jim once said to me, we did this in an interview, I believe. He said, when I joined 90-Day Pipeline and started implementing LinkedIn leverage, I was worried about paying my mortgage. And now I'm worried about hiring people. Okay. And the thing that Jim had a lot of success with, apart from, going from 2 clients to 8 clients, is leveraging strategic partnerships and referral partners and using his thought leadership, his disruptive insights to build a name for himself so that those strategic partners are seeking him out. Okay, so he tells a story here in this message. It says, Cisco, the largest food distribution company in the world, has been following my content for the last few months and has now given me my own show that broadcasts on all of their media outlets. They have 40 million subscribers worldwide and just launched a Hulu channel in the US. And they reached out to me. Do you think that's going to create opportunity for Jim? I'll bet you it does. Alicia. Alicia has this brilliant resilience offer for female executives and females in the workplace. Okay, she's a keynote speaker. She does coaching, does consulting with big companies. And this is what Alicia had to say when she first jumped into the program. She says, "Oh my God, okay, I'm jumping out of my seat. This program is so working." LinkedIn leverage. I've been in the program for less than a month. I'm only through the content mid through module 3, been tweaking everything I'm putting out there on the daily. This is the key here. I've been tweaking everything I'm putting out there on the daily based on how my target audience responds, problem, messaging, etc. It's all been getting clearer. This is the process. Publish, process, see how people respond, engage your audience, refine and sharpen. Okay. And then she says, "Holy crap, tonight, somebody who's my exact ideal client reposted today's LinkedIn post and told all of her connections they need to check out my work. How's that for an endorsement?" Right? My mind is blown, yada, yada, yada. Alicia also recently hosted a live workshop with about 500,000 people in attendance. So I'd say there's probably some opportunity in there as well. Last but not least, Matt C., branding consultant, right? Really smart guy, right? And we get a lot of these branding consultants. They're really, really good at branding, but not great at differentiating themselves in the market. And that's where we really had to do some work with Matt on, his positioning overall, his power profile, and he delivered a hell of a live workshop, right? His workshops are so popular that he had to host them weekly, right? And this is one of the things that we see with live workshops is that when they get really popular, when people want to attend them a lot, it's not enough to do it every month or every couple of weeks. People want it now, right? So a lot of our clients, they do their live workshops weekly, and it just simplifies the sales process because now all you got to do is build out the LinkedIn leverage system to feed one live workshop per week. And then once a week, you hop on, you put on a show, do your song and dance, you book a bunch of discovery calls, and you're good, right? It is a very efficient way to market, sell, and fill your pipeline. Okay. So Matt said 1 week into outreach, these are the results: 8 leads, 3 discovery calls, 218 new connections, received 5 other leads come in from a referral partner, and I've been invited on a podcast. And that's before Matt started filling out his live workshops with qualified prospects. So another round of success stories and case studies from the LinkedIn leverage system for you to use to inspire yourself to get back to work.